What's up, guys, and welcome back to Empire Total War, where I need to do my my audio sync. One, two. Right, try that again. Welcome back to Empire Total War, where we have last week we took the Ariquius territory from the Ariquius. That doesn't sound right. Why am I? Anyway, they're dead, who cares? Yes, we took that territory from them, and we now need to resolve our differences, because in doing so, we have gained a few enemies. We're now at war with Austria, the Marathas, the Russians, the Prussians, the Sardinians, and the French. So, yes, a few enemies. We do have some nice trade partners, and we do have the British as an ally, which is a pretty good one to have on our side. But yeah, we need to maybe... Actually, no, forget it. We don't need to do anything. These guys are all miles away. I don't care. I don't care. Why would we want to care about being at war with somebody who's on the opposite? The only people who really could do something to us are the French, because they have this, and that's they're the closest to us. Everyone else is on the opposite side of the world. So there's not really any real reason to be that worried about them. Yeah, but now we do need to worry about who we're going to attack next, because we've taken out all the low-hanging fruit. So now all we've got left is the high fruit, and we need to work out who of the high fruit we really want to go and take. Spain is a potential, but they do have quite a lot of territory down here. They do have a lot of the islands, which would actually be quite nice to get if we were able to get them. They also have Guadalajara. Not Guadalajara, Guatemala, and I think that's it really. Do they have anywhere else down here? I think that's it. So they would be a potential. The other potential is we take on the Quebecois. We should be able to take out a few of their territories relatively easily. Taking Montreal and Quebec would be the hardest part of taking them on. They do have quite a big army. However, they are at war with the British, which means they're fighting a battle already. So they should be potentially slightly weakened. The British were floating around here. So yeah, British have this. So there's an army, I think, a British army sitting inside that furs factory. I don't know. So yeah, there is potential that the British are kind of floating around, just taking out a few of their men, which could potentially take their eye off the ball, and we could slip in there and take a few places off of them. But it also has potential to go horribly wrong. The other one is we go way up and take the British, which I don't really fancy doing. There's also the potential of taking the Mexicans, which yeah, they're rather large. They also have a massive fleet sitting right here. But yeah, I think, and also Santa Fe is relatively well defended. So the French, not the French, the Mexicans look like they might be the hardest of everyone to try and take. Not to mention the fact that to get to any of the Mexican cities, you've got to walk about 20 miles. 20 miles? 20 turns. 20 miles would not be far. 20 turns to actually get anywhere, because they're so far away from everything. So it would take us quite a while just to get there, never mind actually taking it. And then there's the Americans. Now, the Americans are a funny one. The Americans are very large and very strong. However, they only have two main cities. They have Boston and they have Philadelphia, and that's where most of their troops are. Do we have our spy? There's a spy in here somewhere. This guy. Send you away across here. What's your name? Red Cloud. On you go, son. Right, so actually Philadelphia is not well defended. They have nobody other than Town Guard. They do have these two large armies just kind of floating around here, and then they have Boston. But down south, they have Savannah, they have Charleston, they have Williamsburg, they have Annapolis, yeah, and none of them are well defended. So we could, in theory, just go and start taking all of these places, and then they would only have the big ones. However, taking the little ones sounds fine, but then they have the big ones. So the big ones are the ones you want, because they're the easier ones to hold on to. So it's, yeah, I'm kind of at a bit of an impasse as to who we go and actually attack. But I think first things first, we need to start repairing what we've got. apparently we can't afford to repair that. We're already replenishing our armies. We have no money. So I'm going to end turn and see what happens. But yeah, we might look at taking on the Americans, because they yeah, I don't know. I feel like taking on the Americans would be a really good idea if we were to succeed, and it'd be a very bad idea if we weren't to succeed. Like most things in life, yeah, I think if we were able to pull it off, it would be a huge win for us. But if not, and to be honest, I feel like taking the Americans out is actually the aim of this game right now, or the aim of this series in general, to try and take out the Americans, because at some point in the future, the Americans are going to royally screw over our people. So we want to try and get rid of that potential, and just take the fight to them, because if left unchecked, the Americans will ruin life for us. So we need to be proactive, I think, in removing the likelihood of the Americans ravaging through our lands and taking it from us. So yeah, I think we might go and start attacking the Americans. The Quebecois could be quite friendly. Maybe we should get an alliance with the Quebecois and then attack the Americans and hope they join us. And then we would end up with the Quebecois and us fighting the Americans, which would be quite... Yeah, I'm not sure they would survive that too. Oh, we've got some bloody rebels! Right. Forgot about you lads. Raiding all of our villages. Plundering everything. Repair all the crap that you just broke. So, right. Battle plan. Let's try and get an alliance with the Quebecois. Given that they might be the best chance we have. We are very friendly with them, so we do have a good chance here. Cannot ally with an enemy of your allies. Who? Oh my god, the bloody British! Cancel alliance. There we go. Right, we've still got a trade deal with them. They also grant us military access indefinitely, which is wonderful. However, we're no longer allied with them, which is fine. We now need to get an alliance with the Quebecois, so we're swapping sides here. Why? What? They've only got one enemy, and it's the British, and we're no longer allied with them. So what's your problem, Mr. Georges? Cannot ally with an ally of your enemies. Oh, right, okay, so they're allied with France. Right, we need to get... we need peace with France. Right, this feels like an episode of bloody... Like, I don't know, the UN... Weekly. I don't know. What? We need a... what do we need? This is not the right people. We're not the Americans. Where's my mind at? The French. The French. Where are they? There's the French. Right. We want peace. Peace? Nope. Not having it. We could present them a state gift. That might help make them a bit friendly towards us. There we go. How's that? How's that? Is that sweetened the deal a little bit? How about some peace? Right, you're such... Bloody Gaston Sucref, you bastard. I presented you a wonderful, beautiful painting of some dishes. Why would you not... Why would you not want a peace agreement after that? Come on, lad. Come on. Right, let's... How about you have military access? We'll cancel it straight away. Nope, right. Peace? How about some indefinite military access, and we give you, not technology, payment of 500 because we've already paid you a massive bloody painting. Right, you bastard. We're just gonna have to, right, we're gonna have to wait. We're just gonna have to wait. I feel like I don't want to attack the Americans without having some sort of agreement in place with other people, because the Americans, let's have a look. What are the Americans' allies? Spain, France, and Quebec. Oh, for God's sake, they're allied with Quebec. Oh my word. Alright. New plan. We're not going to attack the Americans. We're not going to attack the Quebecois. We're going to attack Spain. So we're gonna go after the Spanish. I think that's the only reasonable option. We did just give up our alliance with the British for no good reason. So let's see if we can get that one back. Sorry, George. Could we... What? Oh, for goodness sake. Now we can't even ally with them because they're allied with the Austrians and we're enemies with them. And the Marathas. And the Russians. Oh, for goodness God. Right, let's just try and get rid of some of our enemies. Nobody is willing to give us peace. Absolutely nobody. Why would you... Right, fine. We'll just make way with what we have. Right, let's send an army down here. Let's take St. Augustine, and then we'll go from there. That's about as good as we're getting right now. We've lost our alliance with the British for no good reason. Oh. Council Elder dies. Oh well. What can we do to reduce some of our outgoings? I think we can kill some of our men. That would be a good idea. Right, I'm going to send this army and just going to take out these rebels. They're already battle scarred, so it shouldn't be too difficult, I don't think. Relatively one-sided. Let's auto-resolve that. So they did have 533, we had 990. They lost 410, we lost 240. And that leaves them with 1, 2, 3. It looks like Mr. Hollow Horn Bear is learning to count. But yeah, oh, for goodness sake, they're still alive. And they're miles away. How do you get so far away? Right, let's just head you back to the city. Given that we're about to probably have even more unrest, because we've now got nobody in the city defending it. Right, I'm going to leave some men behind, but we're going to take the majority. I'm going to merge them actually, just to see everybody. Take our general, make sure we got him. And then, yeah, I think we're going to take this army and we'll start heading south with them. How long is that going to take? Like 20 years. So once they get down there, we'll be able to... I mean, like, we don't have to get them all the way down. We just need to get them down far enough that we can then start looking at sending these ones a little bit further. And, yeah, meeting them up down here somewhere. We do have some massive armies just gathered over here. So I think what I'll do... I'm going to leave the chief. He can look after the city. And I'll take 2/3 of the army. And we'll start heading these guys back down into the mainland where they can actually do something with their lives. It'd be nice actually to get some boats built, so I might go and do that. Build ourselves some ships, which will be useful for heading down and trying to take Cuba. I think the Greeks just took Morocco. I'll go over and have a look. Yeah, the Greeks have somehow sailed their way all the way from here across and taken Morocco for some unknown reason. But yeah, they now have Tangier. What's going on over here? Is this the French? The French have drastically started to expand into Europe. Prussians are still hanging on. The Austrians are quite large. The Ottomans are doing okay. Ottomans are doing quite well, actually. Yeah, and then Russia have got loads. What are you? The Ottomans still. The Ottomans have got mass amounts. Who are you? Kingdom of Sicilies? How have you got Crimea? What have you done there? Did you sail all the way from, like, Sicily all the way up and took that place for some reason? Norway are still there. Sweden are still there. Scotland's still there with their one territory. They must be the most passive... should we try and get an alliance with them? They are allied with the French, which means we can't. So, unfortunately. But they have like what regions do they actually have? That they literally just have Scotland and that is it. They have nowhere else. They've not bothered anybody else. I'm surprised they're still alive, to be honest. When we played as the Scottish, the British declared war on us after like 4 turns. So I would have thought they would have done the same thing here, but apparently not. They're still there with nobody seemingly interested in taking Scotland, which is a shame. The Spanish have only got Spain. In Europe anyway. And then they have nothing here, I don't think. Nope. No Spanish territories over here, no British territories over here either. There's some Dutch, but that's about it. And then they have this. So yeah, if we take Spain here, they actually look like they could be relatively weak. If we were able to take all of this Spanish territory, it leaves them just Spain. That's all they've got left. So they might actually be relatively easy to take. So yeah. We'll see how that goes. So we can go in. I think if we can position ourselves like here, it gives us the shortest run to taking St. Augustine. There is an army in the way though, but it shouldn't be too difficult to deal with. So yeah, I think we're just gonna have to keep ending turn and continuing to build our troops up. This guy is on a march up to Niagara for some reason. I don't know why. Head you back down into here again. And we also have our navy being recruited here. I say navy. We have a ship. It is our navy. It is actually a relatively good-looking ship for the fact that we're a bunch of like Native Americans who managed to build ourselves an actual good-looking ship. So yeah, we'll take that ship and the next one we're building, and we'll send our men down to Cuba. But first things first, get St. Augustine. So yeah, let's end turn again. Where the hell are you rebels? Bloody Crow Dog. bloody Crow Dog has turned up on the case with his 870 men, decided he's going to take back our territory. Like, they must be rebels. They can't be the actual people. Right, so we have 213, they have 870. So we're going to fight this ourselves. It's going to be a lost battle. But the best we can hope for is that we're able to take out enough of them that we could then counterattack and take it back again. Alright, so we have our guys here. We have our Pioneer Raiders. We have some guys with guns, who could actually be quite useful if we keep them at range. We have more people with guns. We have some bow and arrow men. We have some warrior society just kind of scattered, guys limbering up for a fight. And then we have these guys, more guys with guns. So we have a bunch of gunmen. So we'll get these guys all lined up, I think. And start the battle. Right, let's see how many of these guys we can kill before they inevitably kill all of us. So yeah, we're just going to wait it out. I'm not going to go over there and start engaging them, because it's basically a guaranteed loss if I go over there and start fighting them, because we want to try and keep them at distance, given that all of our guys are ranged. Apart from our warrior society, they're capable of going up and causing some havoc. But we do only have 14 of them. That's the most ski-whiff line I've ever seen. Right, anyway. Yeah, they're capable of doing some damage up close. We do have enough cavalry we could cause some significant damage if we were to get them into to charge people from the side or from behind or something. But yeah, I'm not going to go and start engaging them. They have just completely stopped. So yeah, all I'm going to do, I'm just going to speed things up here, because I think it's their emphasis to actually attack us here, because we're the ones defending the city. So I think if they don't attack us, then they might actually lose this. So I think it's up to them to actually do something. Right, Warrior Society, get yourselves in there, lads. They're actually thinking of running away. We've actually got them to run away. That is amazing. Right, you guys target them. You guys target them. You guys target them. Warrior Society, just get yourselves back here, lads, right? Oh my word, a cavalry just shot through our own men! Oh my word, you are a bunch of morons. Why would you do that? You just took out, like, an absolute butt-ton of our own guys, you fucking morons. Look at you. Idiots. Yeah, it's about time you died. Right. Target them. I mean, we're not going to win this, but... oh, these guys are running away. Right, we've broken our lines. One of our units has already run off. This one's run off. Right, let's just charge into them. They're bowmen. They shouldn't be too dangerous to our horses. Right, well that was an absolute sending. And they've all run away. Oh no, we've run away. For goodness sake. They actually killed a ton of us. How did that happen? Oh well. Come on. A close defeat. Are you having a laugh? All of our men run away. We've got like, what? Like 35, 40 people left. And you call that a close defeat? Nothing close about it. It was always guaranteed that we were going to lose that fight. Although it was kind of surprising we managed to get a unit to run away before they'd even got to us, which was quite good. But yeah, we actually did kill more of them than they killed of us. They do still have 600 men left though, so we have lost this place again. So we're gonna have to go and deal with that. But it's a good thing we do actually have an army positioned up there. So it shouldn't be too difficult to get it back. Right, we have this army here. I think it could be enough to go and take these guys. So I'm going to go up and try and do it anyway. It's 50-50. How have you got 2,000 men now? What is this nonsense? I mean, you do have just mob, which is nothing. Right, I'm not going to fight it myself because I'm going to fail. I'm going to all resolve it and see what happens. We win. Oh my good lord, it was an absolute slaughtering. We killed 2,040 men. And only lost 258. We killed 10 for every man we lost. That is outrageous. Anyway, right, so we have taken that place back immediately. We're going to start recruiting some men here just to make sure that this place doesn't go completely off the rails, because public order, not great there right at the moment. Yeah, we can sacrifice the 200 coins we're normally making from tax, so we'll take that off, and that should keep them relatively happy for the time being. Where is this army? Here it is. Right, you go and attack him. I'll resolve that. We managed to kill all but 38 of them. Are they still alive? They are still alive. What an absolute disaster. Right, so we'll keep bringing this guy south. I'm going to send this army just to go and finish these guys off. Right, that's all of them killed. They killed double the number we can actually kill. But anyway, they are dead, so that's fine. We'll replenish them, and we have no money left. And yeah, I think we're just going to have to end turn again. Yes, this guy, down to Savannah. How many people? Decent size, but nothing we couldn't deal with. What's our chance of sabotaging? 11%. 11. Can we sabotage the army? Successful mission. Nice. So we've managed to sabotage their army. I have no idea what that does, but we've done something to them. And we'll meet up this turn, and then we can look at heading south. I've been saying that for the last like 16 turns, but we will eventually get there. It's just taking forever. Oh, great. Absolutely brilliant. Now the Spanish have just gone and reinforced their town, which has made it even more difficult to go and take, so I'm hoping they leave next turn. Leave it relatively undefended, but anyway, I think even if it was a full army sitting in there, it's still not going to be untakeable. It's just going to be more difficult. Rebellion? Where? There's more. There's more of them. Why? Okay, yeah, you're pretty angry at things. These guys will continue over, and I think this army here will just merge in with these guys. Actually, what I'll do as well is I'll take this what's his name? Uniluska. Yeah, that guy. We'll send him into that army, and that'll, I mean, we've got chiefs in both armies, which is nice. And we actually have almost 2 full-sized armies now, which is going to be pretty good. Should give us a pretty good advantage tackling St. Augustine. However, they do have walls, which is something we've not actually had to deal with. None of the places we've taken so far have actually had walls, as far as I'm aware. New Orleans doesn't. So, yeah, it's going to be probably the biggest challenge now is trying to take St. Augustine, because it's a new issue of trying to attack a city with walls, which we've not had to come up against. Let's get this army down to here, and let's get this army right down into the corner of our territory. And I'm really hoping the Spanish leave, but they're just not bothering. They're just waiting it out. Is it because I've got an agent in there? Is that why they've all come back? Because I like sabotaged their army? What if I go and sabotage their plant field? 48%, on you go, son. Big red cloud, you got this. Successful. Managed to sabotage their farms, which is nice. So they might actually start coming out now. That's what I'm hoping for, is that they actually start to bring their men out of here to go back over to their port and stuff like that, because that's where they all were at the start of this episode, and they've all moved themselves back over to St. Augustine, which I'm not too happy about. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to take this army, I'm going to stick them on this ship, and we're going to head off down and do a little bit of investigation down in Cuba, just to see how many people they have there. Absolutely none. So taking Havana might actually be a pretty easy task. So we might be able to do both in one, which would be very nice if we're able to do that. The game is having a wonderful time trying to render. But yeah, I'm going to end turn once more, and that should be enough for us to be able to get to St. Augustine. Go in Spain. Take your men out of that town. Do it. 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 They didn't do it. So now we have a full-sized army inside St. Augustine that we're going to have to deal with. But anyway, we'll give it our best shot. They did start bringing some men back up towards Havana as well, so I'm not sure. I have a suspicion they're aware that we have no enemies around us, and that we have just gathered 2 large armies right beside our right beside their territory, that they might be slightly onto us as to the fact that we're about to attack them. Also, not to mention the fact that we did just bring a ship full of men to Havana. They have an army that was kind of walking up here. I think it's gone into this little plantation here. So yeah, it's only one unit though, so I don't think it's anything to worry about. There's something going on whenever I select that ship that just causes absolute lag. But yeah, right. Declare war. Yeah, well, I can call my allies. Most of their allies were already... Oh my word, they're allied with both the United States and Quebec, which is going to be absolutely wonderful if they join them, but let's hope not. Okay, so it would appear as if the United States has joined them. As did Venice, France, Genoa, Mughal Empire, and the Papal States. So we're now at war with basically all of Italy, somehow. United States, France, and part of, well, most of India. Look at these enemies. We're at war with Genoa, Venice, Papal States, Sardinia. So that's basically most of Italy. Austria, Russia, somewhere. Russia, Prussia, Spain, France. So basically all of Europe. The United States, and the Marathas and the Mughal Empire, so basically all of India. Oh my word. We are the most hated nation in this game by far. Right, so let's just carry on. We did actually take a shortcut there because we managed to walk straight through the American territory. Oh my god, there's a full-sized American army right there. Anyway, Luciano Sobivaro, and his 631 band of men up against my 3,165 men. Auto-resolve, and we do win. We managed to kill all of them. They only killed 446 of us. So we now have St. Augustine, Mr. Unalaska, Savannah, mate. We're having them. Right, okay, that's a much more fair battle. Continue the siege for the time being. And we shall repair this, but we'll also bring our army back up and start fighting these guys so that we can just make our way up here. I'm just going to use the fact that we've attacked Spain and we're now at war with the Americans to just go totally ham and start attacking everyone, and hopefully we can try and stop them from taking much of our places. The biggest worry right now is the fact that they have a large army here. They have another large army somewhere as well, which I can't actually see at the moment. There were a couple kind of wandering around this area, so I'm not sure if they're like the worrying thing is that they would come and start taking us, which is entirely possible. St. Augustine now is probably our main focus of actually keeping somewhere because it has the walls. But now that we're at war with Spain, let's dump our men off. Apparently we can't dump our men off. Why can we not dump our men off? Okay, there we go. So one more turn. We'll attack these guys here. That should be relatively straightforward. I can't actually recruit a general. But yeah, this fleet is doing my nut because somehow it causes absolute chaotic lag. So I'm going to send that fleet back there. I'm leaving this army completely on their own. So yeah, see, it's a suicide mission, lads. You either win or you don't come home. That's basically how this is going to happen. We do now actually have this trading port here. So we could possibly... Is that a trading port? It is a trading port. So we could possibly look at getting some more trade agreements, despite the fact we're at war with everyone in the world. The people we're not at war with, like, for instance, Scotland. Alright, lads. Mrs. Mary the 3rd. Trade agreement. Alright, you bitch. None of it. So, how about the United Provinces, aka Holland? Trade agreement? Nice. See, he's friendly. Georgia, are we not at war with Georgia? No, we're not. It's Genoa we're at war with. Trade agreement? Nope. Look at all these people we're at war with. It's absolute ridiculousness. The Mumalax. Trade agreement? Nope. Anyway. Well, it looks like we're not getting any trade agreements with anybody other than the Dutch. It's the only people we managed to get trade agreements with. Oh well. We're just gonna be the most hated people in the world. We're just gonna have to accept it and just go with the flow, I think. So yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna end the video on that cliffhanger. So join us next week, where we'll find out if we take Havana. It shouldn't be too challenging, but you never know. And then also find out if we're able to take out the American army here, currently led by Mr. Big somebody. And yeah, hopefully we're able to take Savannah, and that gets rid of a massive army. I'm really hoping there's not another massive army sitting there. We have a spy here who's not going to be able to get that far over. Just send all of our spies up that direction to have a look. Yeah, so yeah, join us next week, where we'll find out what happens. I'm really hoping there isn't a massive army up here somewhere that's just going to go and take all of our territories up north. But yeah, we're going to focus on trying to get the Americans taken out. Things have really kicked up a gear in this episode, and yeah, join us back here for America's Revenge next week. And yeah, that's not really what am I trying to say? It's not like I've not done this for a while. Actually, it is like I've not done this for a while. Anyway, like, subscribe, cheerio. I'll do. See you later.